Okay, so can't get to England in time since visa issues. So I'm just gonna do my presentation on the camera. What I'm gonna talk about is just the kind of the role of subcultures when discussing popular music today. And when considering the role of music subcultures on youth, it becomes obvious that these social groups kind of affect the types of music that a member of one subculture or the next listens to. And the beliefs that a subculture shares starts to slowly sink into different aspects of a person's life, from the way that they dress to the people they associate with, and what kind of colloquial language that they use, and even to the drugs that they would take. For certain genres of music, there's a stereotypical kind of person that comes to mind when discussing certain types. For instance, when I think of the Grateful Dead, I think hippies, Volkswagen Bug, or Volkswagen Bus. Maybe does acid, smokes pot, and kind of does the whole music. I'm trying to think, like music festivals, hippie kind of person. However, when you think of the Sex Pistols, the same kind of fan is not going to come to mind and be associated with one band rather than the next. So you can kind of see how relevant the idea of subculture becomes when just discussing popular music and the people that go along with it. Ken Gelder said that subcultures are brought into being through narration and narrative told by the participants themselves as well as those who document them, monitor them, label them, and outlaw them, and so on. They Subcultures come into existence because of what we think and what we associate with certain kinds of music, and what we want people to think of us, and in turns what people think of us. Um, so that kind of comes into play. After subculture has defined which parts of the parent culture it's wanting to deviate from, it develops its own ideal fashions and religions and political beliefs, and maybe starts taking part in the different aspects that they believe in and kind of want to be associated with, and this goes along with the preferred music of the group. People begin to play the roles of their preferred subculture and want to become incorporated into the subculture by their actions and kind of the way that they present themselves. One thing I kind of talked about in my paper was that right now in London, I would say that the grunge punk kind of scene, as far as Camden Town maybe goes, is definitely one example of a subculture. People show their membership through black clothing, Converse shoes, piercings, etc., and kind of go with the stereotypical thought of maybe a punk grunge kind of subculture.